One graphics card can decide whether your games feel smooth or frustrating. Welcome to my channel, where we're exploring the best NVIDIA graphics card options for gaming, editing, and powerful performance. Check the links in the description and choose the GPU that upgrades your setup with confidence. The number 5 product on our list is Asus the SFF-Ready Prime graphics card. The greatest power in the universe shouldn't require a case the size of a refrigerator. Yet many builders feel trapped between choosing massive hardware or mediocre performance. Most people face the crushing disappointment of finding a high-end component only to realize it physically won't fit into their sleek, space-saving desktop. The Asus the SFF-Ready Prime graphics card solves this spatial puzzle by packing the revolutionary Blackwell architecture and DLSS4 into a nimble 2.5-slot frame. It ends the era of sawing into cases or settling for weak thermals by utilizing advanced axial tech fans and a high-tech phase-change thermal pad. This allows for ferocious cooling and silent operation even within the tightest constraints of a small form factor build. While a standard bulky triple-fan card like the ROG Strix might offer a tiny bit more surface area, it lacks the surgical precision and universal compatibility that this Prime model brings to the table. It is the definitive choice for the minimalist gamer or the professional creator who wants a clean, compact workstation without sacrificing raw frames or ray tracing glory. You get the immense relief of a perfect fit and the thrill of pushing modern titles to their absolute limits. Some might miss the flashy RGB light shows of larger models, but the understated elegance and sheer efficiency make this a brilliant addition to any sophisticated rig. Mastering the balance between size and strength proves that you don't need a giant footprint to leave a massive mark on the digital world. At number 4 is Gigabyte TI-OC graphics card. A tiny sliver of silicon now holds more processing power than the entire room-sized supercomputers of the previous century. Yet most enthusiasts still struggle with thermal throttling and frame drops during intense raids. Many builders suffer through the anxiety of stuttering 4K footage and the frustration of loud jet engine fans that ruin the immersion of a quiet evening session. The Gigabyte TI-OC graphics card fixes this architectural headache by deploying the cutting-edge Blackwell architecture and a massive 16 gigabytes of next-generation GDDR7 memory. It solves the dreaded bottleneck of narrow bandwidth with its 256-bit interface, ensuring that complex textures load instantly without a hint of hesitation. While a standard MSI Ventus might offer the same core chip, it often lacks the robust WindForce cooling system and the PCIe 5.0 readiness that makes this specific unit so resilient under pressure. This hardware is a mandatory pick for the competitive streamer or the high-resolution connoisseur who wants to push ultra settings without checking the temperature gauge every 5 minutes. You might find the physical size of the shroud a bit imposing for mid-sized cases, but the trade-off is a whisper-quiet operation that feels like a massive relief during long hours of rendering or gaming. Investing in this level of engineering brings a profound sense of satisfaction, knowing your rig is prepared for the most demanding software of tomorrow. Owning this component is like finally shifting into a higher gear and watching the rest of the world vanish in your rearview mirror. The third one on our list is Asus TUF graphics card. Modern hardware often fails not because it lacks speed, but because it lacks the physical fortitude to survive the relentless heat of a multi-hour gaming marathon. Many enthusiasts live in constant fear of a sudden black screen or a fried circuit board caused by something as simple as a stray dust particle or unexpected humidity. The Asus TUF graphics card addresses this vulnerability head-on by encasing the revolutionary Blackwell architecture in a fortress of military-grade components and a protective PCB coating. It eliminates the anxiety of long-term wear by utilizing a phase-change thermal pad that refuses to dry out like traditional pastes do under extreme stress. While a sleek Zotac model might focus on flashy aesthetics, it rarely offers this 3.6-slot behemoth cooling array that ensures your frame rates remain icy stable while others are. Throttling. This tank-like construction is the perfect match for the hardcore grinder or the professional editor who needs a workstation that can run at full throttle for years without flinching. You should be aware that its massive physical footprint requires a spacious chassis, but the trade-off is a whisper-quiet thermal profile that brings immense calm to your workspace. The inclusion of DLSS4 means you are not just buying a component, but securing a gateway to future-proof visuals that look sharper than reality itself. Integrating this beast into your setup feels like a definitive move toward absolute stability and elite performance. Turning on your PC becomes an act of pure joy when you know your internal engine is essentially indestructible. On number 2 is MSI Trio OC Graphics Card. Owning a flagship workstation often feels like trying to domesticate a lightning storm within a plastic box, but true engineering turns that raw chaos into silent, calculated brilliance. Many enthusiasts struggle with the heartbreak of a high-end build that screams like a jet engine under load, shattering the peace of their creative sanctuary. The MSI Trio OC graphics card eliminates this sensory overload by pairing the revolutionary Blackwell architecture with the refined Tri-Frozr 4 thermal design. It solves the nightmare of thermal throttling by using storm force fans with a unique claw texture to channel air exactly where it belongs. This means your 32 gigabytes of GDDR7 memory stays icy stable while you render complex 8K environments or crush ultra-high frame rates. While a Founders Edition might offer a more compact frame, it simply cannot match the acoustic serenity and aggressive factory overclock provided by this massive 512-bit monster. The inclusion of a reinforced metal backplate and dual BIOS options offers the ultimate flexibility to choose between maximum power or absolute silence. It is a mandatory investment for the visionary filmmaker or the elite competitive gamer who demands peak performance without the distraction of thermal heat. You will need to clear a massive 359 millimeters of space in your chassis, but the reward is a system that remains calm even when the digital world is on fire. Stepping up to this caliber of hardware is a definitive moment of clarity for any high-performance enthusiast. Your journey into the future of computing is finally limited only by your imagination, not your hardware. Now moving to the last one is Asus ROG Astral Graphics Card. Silence is the ultimate luxury in a world where high-performance hardware usually sounds like a hurricane trapped inside a desk. Most hardcore builders live with the constant anxiety of thermal spikes that threaten to melt their investment during a marathon session. The Asus ROG Astral Graphics Card rewrites this narrative by deploying a massive 3.8-slot heatsink and a groundbreaking quad-fan array that moves air with surgical efficiency. It solves the chronic issue of heat soak by utilizing a patented vapor chamber and milled heat spreader, keeping the Blackwell architecture at temperatures that were once thought impossible. While a standard dual-fan model might struggle to maintain stable clock speeds under heavy AI workloads, this beast remains unshakably cool and consistent. The inclusion of a phase-change thermal pad and DLSS4 support means your frame rates stay buttery smooth while your hardware lasts longer than traditional setups. This is a dream for the uncompromising enthusiast who builds for longevity and demands a whisper-quiet environment for creative focus. You will need a vertical support bracket and a massive case to house this industrial titan, but the sheer visual density of the card adds a sense of regal authority to your rig. The relief of seeing your temperature gauges stay in the green during the most demanding titles is a sensation every gamer deserves to feel. Choosing this component is a definitive leap toward peak technological sophistication. Witnessing your virtual worlds render with such effortless grace makes every other piece of hardware feel like a relic of a bygone era. So guys, this was the video about the best NVIDIA graphics card. We've carefully covered some of the best options available right now to help you make a smarter and more confident decision. Whether you're looking for performance, durability, value for money, or the latest features, this guide was designed to give you a clear and practical overview so you can pick what truly fits your needs. If any of the products we mentioned caught your interest, you'll find all the links conveniently placed in the description below. Make sure to check them out for more details, updated pricing, and availability. Taking a moment to explore those links can really help you choose the right option without any confusion. If you found this video helpful or enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the like button. Your support means a lot and helps us keep creating more useful and high-quality videos for you. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.